Hi guys, so yes, I look a mess. This is a pre-filmed video, but I thought I'd put it up today as it's kind of like the first weekish of December, so it's going to be the time where you're going to need to know some money saving tips and some life hack kind of things to save yourself a bit of money over Christmas, because we all know that Christmas is expensive. So Libby is playing behind me. Yes, I'm in my dressing gown. I am not going out today, and as I've said in previous vlogs, when I have a housework day or I'm not going out or nobody's coming round, I stay in pyjamas because it's easier. If I get a mess on my top or anything, I can just change my top, you know, get it over and done with. It doesn't mean I've got to get up and get like fully dressed, if that makes sense. I'm just a lot more comfy in my pyjamas. And even if I go out for the day or kind of go shopping, I come back in and I put my pyjamas on. Some people call them comfies, some people call them pyjamas. I'm sure a lot of people do that, but they just don't show it in the vlogs. With me, I'm very much down to earth. What you see is what you get. If you don't like it, don't really care, to be honest with you. It works for me. So anyway, I'm going to get into the kind of life hacks come save money for Christmas kind of things. I'm going to put this up as an additional to my Vlogmas. You may have an occasional little hand just down here when she pops over. But right, the first one is, if you have a tree that you feel is a bit anorexic, thin, that kind of thing, as some people may be putting up the trees now. Whatever colour your tree is, you can pretty much get tinsel for it. So if you've got a white tree, get white. If you've got a green tree, get green. Just stick some tinsel like around the actual trunk of it. Just bulk it out a bit. Putting the same colour tinsel onto your tree is what the colour of the tree is, will bulk it out a bit and make it just look a bit more fuller. So it's ideal if you've got a really cheap tree and you just want it to make it look a bit better. You can kind of just get cheap tinsel. I mean, Poundland do it, Home Bargains, all that kind of thing. Even charity shops now sell bags of Christmas decorations, because I know last year I got quite a few different ones when I was doing a kind of a DIY thing for stuff. So yeah, that's the first tip. Second tip, obviously this is going to be for after Christmas. Use the plastic cups. So it could be like the pint plastic cups, like the fake ones that you chuck away, or it could be polystyrene, or it could just be normal cups. I mean, you can get about 50 or 60 for £1 in Poundland, that kind of thing. What we used to do, we used to have an underbed storage box, and we worked out that you could fit one cup on the bottom and then have a piece of cardboard and then fit other cups on the top. So we hot glued or super glued the cups onto the piece of cardboard at the top, and we had a piece of cardboard in the bottom with the cups in. We'd put them in, and that's where we put our decorations. So sometimes you can fit 1 or 2 in each little cup. It just stops them getting tangled, stops them getting damaged, and we put them in this storage box, put the lid on, and chuck them up in the attic. In our flat, they were underneath the bed. But it's just a way to safely keep your baubles and stuff, your decorations, pardon me, all nice and safe and secure. You can also use egg cartons for smaller things. But yeah, that's one of the kind of things that we used to do. Another one is, I don't know if you're like me, I hate untangling lights. So you can get a piece of cardboard, put a little slit in it, and then slot them in, and then roll them around the cardboard and another slit the other end. That will help. Or wrapping them around a hanger will help. Just kind of any idea to kind of help you. Another one is, if you get the kids to make gingerbread, if you coat them in nail varnish or normal varnish, you can use them for decorations for about 3 years if you coat them in varnish or clear nail varnish. So you can make gingerbread people and put it as a little like bunting kind of thing, or just make a little hole in them and then coat them, and then you can put them as tree decorations. They'll last for quite a while. They are quite sturdy, so that's another little idea. Also, if you have a gingerbread man cutter, rather than kind of having his head and his arms and his legs, if you spin it upside down, the legs become antlers, the hands become ears, and then the head of the gingerbread man upside down is a Rudolph face. So you can make Rudolph cookies out of a gingerbread man decoration. Even if you buy the pre-made gingerbread men, like just the plain ones that you haven't got the decorations on, you can change that into a Rudolph just by changing it, like by spinning it upside down. Another one is, if you're going to make like cookies or like nougat, that kind of thing, you can use an old cling film or kitchen foil box as like a gift box. If you just wrap it in wrapping paper, put some greaseproof paper in the bottom, you can use it as a cookie gift box, or even for jewellery or something. Just wrap it in Christmas paper, like stick it to the actual box to make it look pretty. But it's an ideal box. It's one of those things that you'd probably chuck out anyway. Pretty much most of us have got foil in for the whole fact of having a turkey, but it's a good idea, especially if you're making stuff like cookies or chocolate or something. It's a good little gift box. Another one is if you have a baking sheet and you spray cream onto it, or if you've got whipped cream out of a tub, use a cookie cutter and put the cream into the cookie cutter and then freeze it. Then when you have hot chocolate, just use a fish slice or a butter knife, take it off of the tray, pop it through the cutter, and you've got this lovely little shaped whipped cream for on top of your hot chocolate. It just makes a nice little touch, and you could do any shapes. You could do Rudolph, you could do gingerbread men, you could do hearts, you could do stars, or you can just whip. You can just spray like a swirly kind of topping, freeze it and just pop it on top of your hot chocolate. It just makes it look a lot better. It's going to make it a lot creamier, and it's something that the kids can do and get involved in. Another one I found, a lot of us tend to have ice cream around Christmas. Now, we tend to have ice cream with apple pie or gatto or mince pie. If you put the whole ice cream tub into a freezer bag and then stick it in your freezer, it makes the ice cream soft enough that you can scoop straight away without you kind of like attacking it. I don't know why this works, but it has worked. We've tried it ourselves and it does actually work. Also, the chocolate sleighs, I suppose you'd call them, are ideal Christmas teacher gifts, and they're really cheap to make. So you just need 2 candy canes for the actual sleigh, like blades, I guess they would be. And then if you use a 4-bar Kit Kat or a small bar of chocolate as the base, and then I would personally hot glue or double-sided tape a couple of things on top, so maybe like the little snack Mars bars or like a smaller thing, and then you can put like one of those little tiny mini Santas at the front, or snowmen, or you can have like Ferrero Rochers or just something little on the top. Just build it up so you got like 2 layers or 3 layers. They are really easy to make. You can use tape to put them together. You can use double-sided tape. You can hot glue them because the candy canes are in a packet as well, and they're just quick and easy kind of teacher gifts, and the kids can make them as well. So yeah, that's just another kind of little hint. Also, if you've got an old pin board, I know a lot of people have got kids around at Christmas, you tend to go to family parties and stuff. If you've got an old pin board, if you have a piece of brown paper and just draw out, or cardboard, and draw out a, don't want me to move that one, Bubba. There you go. If you draw like the face of Rudolph, not the nose, just the face, and put some antlers up on the side, so you could use paper, or what's it called, pipe cleaners and stuff, and then draw noses separately and write each child's name on it. You can do a pin the nose on Rudolph game, and it's just cheap and simple to make. She's got all her little characters out of her advent box so far on here. So yeah, it's just a cheap kind of thing to make. It'll keep the kids occupied, it'll keep the adults occupied, that kind of thing. Also, if you glue 2 candy canes together, you can make a place card holder out of them. So, you know, as they kind of come down and go around, if you glue them kind of like at an angle so that the bits that come around at the, like the actual cane bit at the top is sat this way. So you've got the circles around the bottom to make like a little stand and do it like an angle. You can then put a place card where the hooks are, and it makes just a cute little place card that people can reuse or eat because the candy canes are in a plastic packaging. So that's another one. And another one is, like I said on one of my vlogs, I think it's going to go up soon, I'm not entirely sure. The clearing up of the wrapping paper is a big issue. So if you have an old box, just wrap it in wrapping paper and use that as kind of the wrapping paper bin. Or personally myself, I've gone to Poundland and they do really big kind of sacks, but they're made out of thick paper or card, and I'm going to just put up that. It says kind of like do not open till Christmas or something. They're only £1, so I've chucked it in there. Last year I did use one of the giant Christmas gift sacks that I got in Poundland because it got a bit damaged when I was doing stuff. I just thought that was ideal because it keeps it all together, and for us, if you put your paper in a black bag, you have to keep it open so that the rubbish men after Christmas, when they pick up extra, can see it. and they won't pick it up if it's sealed, so I just did it like that so they could see it. It just saves you a load of hassle. You know, you can stick it in the middle of the room or stick it on the side of the room and just put all your wrapping paper and stuff in it. Another one is you can make some Grinch style drinks for the kids. If you have Sprite or 7-Up or kind of any lemonade-y kind of thing, but I would ideally say it's got to be kind of lemon and limey kind of thing, like Sprite or 7-Up is, because they're both lemon or lime. And then if you get some green sherbet and just sprinkle it across the top of the drink and then mix it around so it goes just a tint of green. It's kind of Grinch inspired drinks for the kids without it being too sugary, because obviously the fizzy drink's sugary anyway. But when you put the sherbet into it, the green sherbet into it, it kind of dissolves, so it's not that bad. But we all know kids are going to be bad and have loads of chocolate at Christmas and stuff, but it's just kind of Grinch inspired drinks. So especially if the adults are having kind of cocktails and stuff, it's kind of the kids version of it. You could also, another one is use family pictures for gift tags. So if you print some family pictures out, you could get the kids to do this, stick them to some Christmas card or just normal card and get the kids to decorate it, and then use that as a family gift tag, so you don't have to put like to dad or to mum, the photo of the mum or dad or whatever is on them. It's a like cute little thing that the kids can do, stuff like that. And some money saving kind of tips are make your own stuffing balls. Like in one of my vlogs I showed you, they were like £2 for 10 stuffing balls in Sainsbury's, or I think it was like £2.50 or £2.80, nearly £3 for 25. And I did say in there, Sainsbury's own stuffing mix, which is what they use to make the stuffing balls, is 20p a box. Now if you buy your own stuffing mix, you can actually make more stuffing balls than what you'd buy pre-packaged for a lot less money. You just make the stuffing up as normal, roll it into balls, and then freeze it in the balls, so that on Christmas Day you just take the amount of stuffing balls you want. You don't even have to make them into balls. You can make them into, I don't know, trees, or use cookie cutters and make them into different shapes. Just freeze them and you will get a lot more stuffing for a lot less money. Another one is make your own pigs in blankets. Again, this was on one of my videos. I was in Sainsbury's, as Sainsbury's is at Kingsway. I had to get a few bits, so I popped in there. Pigs in blankets were, I believe, £1.50 or £2. I think they were £2. But anyway, and you got like 15 or 12 diddy like cocktail sausage ones. Now, if you bought the pack of 8 value sausages, which we eat them, they're perfectly fine, they taste good, but 8 of the big thick normal size sausages was 90p, and then a pack of bacon to wrap the sausages in was £1.20, I believe. Now I think it was 420 grams you get with these little tiny cocktail ones. I think it was, I'm not unsure, you'll have to look back on one of the vlogs. But then it was like 435 grams for just the big sausages, and then there was like 150 grams for the bacon. So personally, you would get 8 big sausages wrapped in bacon for less money than the smaller ones. And we all know at Christmas, if you are a meat eater, you don't just have one little, pigs wrapped in blankets. You tend to have 3 or 4. So if you had a normal size sausage, you'd probably only have like maybe 2. You could even cut them in half, do it like that, but it doesn't take a lot of time to do. So yeah, that would be something that, again, you get more grammage for less money, and it's obviously less work, because obviously if you buy the cocktail sausages and do it, it's cutting the bacon and stuff like that. Whereas I find one piece of bacon around the whole of the normal size sausage, it's perfectly fine. That's enough bacon for that sausage. It's quick, it's easy, it's something even the kids can do for you. Just give them the bacon, give them sausages and wrap it. You get more sausage, you get more bacon, and you pay less. Win-win all the way round. And also, if there's any leftover sausages or leftover bacon, you can have bacon or sausage sarnies the next day on Boxing Day for breakfast. So win-win. Another one is you can buy plain tablecloths and you can buy Christmas tablecloths. I mean, like the papery kind of, possibly a little bit plasticky tablecloths. If you've got a big item to wrap, I would use a tablecloth. I know it sounds silly, but especially big items, use a tablecloth. You're going to spend a hell of a lot in wrapping paper to wrap it, or it's going to take forever of trying to fold it down, or making this join, making that join. So it might just be easier to get a bigger tablecloth, so you can get it in Christmas designs, wrap the box or item, whatever you're going to use. And if you get a plain one, you can actually lay it on the floor and get the kids to decorate it. You know, I didn't do this last year, but one of my friends did it. They went into Poundland and bought a really cheap pound white shower curtain. They laid it on their kitchen floor, on their sitting room floor, and gave the kids felt pens and said, decorate it. Now, they decorated that, and then they used it to wrap a present that they bought for the grandma. And the kids enjoyed it because it was all something different for them. The grandma enjoyed it because it was something that she could reuse again. She unwrapped it and she could use it as a tablecloth, and it was personalised. So it was win-win. The kids had fun, the grandma liked it, and it wrapped the present. Win-win. Another one you could do is, we've all got loads of gloves lying around, and if kids are kids like most kids are, you lose one and you're left with this one glove, and you tend to try and keep it in case you find the other one or something like that. Why not make a finger puppet kit out of it? So you could get any old box, or you could make your own box, you know, really easy to do, or a gift bag, and you can make your own finger puppet gift. So just cut off the fingers of the old glove, and then just add some, you know, googly eyes in. So you kind of put the fingers in one bit, and then you could chuck some googly eyes in, some felt, some buttons, some pom-poms, bits of ribbon, bits of lace, you know, if you've had brooches that are broken, stuff like that, just any bits and pieces that a kid could use to make finger puppets. And I just think it's a really crafty idea. We've all got bits of ribbon rolling around, or buttons, or just stupid stuff like that, and it can make something that a kid can spend a lot of time on, and they can have fun making, and it's personal, and do you know what I mean? It's just easy to make. Another one is, 90% of us are doing Elf on the Shelf, and we thinking of things to do. So how about making elf donuts? Now, everyone's like, elf donuts, what the hell are they? They are Cheerios or any other round cereal. Dip them in icing and then put sprinkles on them. Just cake sprinkles. Simple as, you could make your own little donut box, or you could just have a little plate and put them on, and you've got elf donuts. Now, this is something that's quick and easy to do, because I know a lot of mums and dads are like, oh, before we go to bed, we've got to change the elf, we've got to move the elf, we've got to do something with the elf, you know. It's a quick and easy design. You know, you could do like just 12, you know, just little circle cereals, you know, just dip them in a bit of icing, done. Really quick and simple, and it's something that the kids can eat afterwards as well, so the elfie could make them and, you know, have a little note saying, here, I've made you these little treats for the kids, you know, that kind of thing. And another thing, which is kind of my last thing, as people will be buying their Christmas kind of snacks and meals now, go and look in the reduced section. Seriously, look in the reduced section. I know a lot of people still do not do this. I have got our meat for Christmas from the reduced section. I always, whenever we go into a supermarket, I go to the reduced section and I have a look. A lot of our meat in our freezer is from that, or from the meat man at the car boot. The meat man at the car boot gives you a bloody good deal. So we have got we've got a lamb leg from him, included in our big deal we bought. But I've picked up reduced gammon joints, you know, from £8, £9, £14, that kind of thing, down to £3.50, £4. Freeze them. They are ideal for Sunday dinners. They are ideal for normal dinners. You could cook them off for a Sunday meal, whatever's not eaten. You could then slice up and use for sandwiches. You can make hot pots out of them. You can make like pork sweet and sour, that kind of thing. Just look in the reduced section. There is always stuff in there you can use. Just because it's reduced doesn't mean it's bad. Everything freezes pretty much. So what I do is I will pick stuff up in the reduced section. If we're not going to use it that day straight away, it goes in the freezer. And it's ideal. You can get stuff for a fraction of the price. And I know Holly did on her blog from Iceland, you could get like a whole meal for like under 20 quid. We have got we have got pre-made frozen roast potatoes. I just can't stand to the side out there to peel the potatoes and prepare them and stuff. So I have got shop bought frozen roast potatoes, which were I think £1 in Tesco's or Iceland, that kind of thing. We've got a lamb leg from the butcher. We've got a gammon joint from reduced section. We've bought our own pack of stuffing, and I'm going to make stuffing balls because I can make a stuffing up and then I can sit on a chair, roll the balls and then freeze them. We've got sausages and bacon in there ready to make pigs in blankets. We have got shop bought Yorkshires, just because I don't feel that me mucking about with boiling hot oil is maybe the safest of options for me at the moment. I'm having a few bad days. So yeah, that is something that we have bought again. And then I've just got to get the fresh veg. We will have a little bit of tinned veg as well, but we'll be having fresh veg. And I think that's kind of it. We're just having the meat, roast potatoes. I think we're having some new potatoes as well. And yeah, just veg, gravy. So definitely look around now. You'll definitely see stuff that be worth, especially party food and stuff. Definitely look in the reduced section. It will freeze perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine to eat. We get a lot of stuff in the reduced section, so definitely worth a look in there. So it's just a few money saving tips, kind of help yourself out, just save a little bit of money here and there kind of thing. You know, we all like to save money at Christmas. It's one of the most expensive times of the year, so we all like to save money. So it's just a few ideas to kind of help you save money or keep the kids entertained, that kind of thing. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again, guys. Bye.